All right, Lee, this is part two, kind of that same video, just talking about weaves. I've run into a lot of people of other cultures that are merging into Black society and getting weaves and gold teeth and talking slang, et cetera, et cetera. And I don't get that either. I wonder why they take the worst of a culture and try to imitate. How about taking the beauty? But to me, this weave thing is like a disease of the mind or something, because it's just rampant and it's spreading across the races. Why on earth would you do that? I ran across a Spanish girl, like I said one time. It was obvious that she wore a weave and she had a reason. She had alopecia. If you don't have a problem, why do that? But again, I guess everyone has a reason for doing what they do. As for me and mine, which will only be me till the end of time, I will be natural as long as I have the free will to do so. I would have watched that other guy's video, but I didn't see the link. And when I went to his channel, I couldn't find it. So if you could post it, that would be cool. I would really like to check it out. Most black men that I know, as well as men of other races, love natural hair as long as it's taken care of. It is very sexy, it's clean, and it's representative of you. And I do believe in doing you. Now, you was talking about a man cutting or grooming his hair, and how, to me, that's not even in the same realm, because a man cutting or grooming his hair is not the same as you gluing or stitching something synthetic or from an animal or another human being to your head. In addition, many women damage their natural hair and scalp irreparably with this now seemingly permanent fad, and it's unnecessary. The chemicals are bad enough that they found that when African American women died, just with the chemicals and stuff, and they peeled back the scalp, there was a layer of green slime. Now you just gonna have women with patches when all that stuff is gone, just patches put out of their hair. Or maybe not, they'll just bury them with the weave. Who knows? Now, if you're repping any other race daily, if you are repping any other race daily and it's not yours, to me, some self love is missing. You know, while you're busy repping, the people that naturally have straight hair, or the people that naturally have wavy hair and your hair ain't naturally wavy, who's repping the people that got afro hair? Who's repping the people that got kinky hair? Rep your own sometimes. Rep that. Be proud of that. And I think that's where that's coming from, because all these people are repping straight hair people and wavy hair people, but who's repping the afros? Who's rocking the real afros? Who's repping natural hair? That you can run your hands through. Even the froze when you got to twist your fingers a little bit. Yeah, I know about that. Who's repping that? Like I said, every now and then I can see flat ironing or etc. for something different, but just going to the extreme of attaching something to your head, that's over the top and too extra. And that's really, I think that's how the word should be used, too extra for me. Um, agree with you though that I don't believe weave is destroying the black community. I believe self hate that is perpetrated in music and stereotypes and lack of cohesiveness has already destroyed. It's not being destroyed. It's already been destroyed by these things. Drugs was introduced to the black community 40 years ago. Now outside, so it's already destroyed, especially that lack of cohesiveness. Outside of businesses trying to propagandize, I honestly don't think there's very much real black community left. I mean, even if you see what's on TV shows these days, black people, they sell each other up the road for nothing. I was watching what's that show when they have a house and you throw people out the house? Bad Girls Club. And the black girls weren't sticking together. They stuck with this white girl. The white girl done left, and they promised to get this other girl out the house. It won't really cause no trouble. They just put the girl out. All they said was today's gonna be your last day. They nicely packed her stuff and put her out. No cohesiveness at all. That girl ain't did nothing to them. That white girl gone. She probably won't even think about them no more. You see how stupid people are? And another story about the lack of cohesiveness in the black community. Back in the day, I don't remember how far it was. I think like 2003. This black lady married this Indian guy. They fell in love. Supposedly, he married her, and he was brown like she was, but his parents was racist and they didn't want them to be together. She got pregnant. They eloped, went off somewhere. His parents had her killed. Know who they had her killed by? These two black men. And they didn't give a shit about black community. They hated that girl so much just because she was black and with her son that they had her killed. And two black men didn't have no problem coming up to kill her. They sure did. For I think it was like $10,000. Black people don't love each other. They don't. Now, on the other hand, positive news, there are some black men that truly really love weave. They say I had one say to me that the only reason he spoke after we got to know each other, he was like when he first talked to me, he thought that I had a weave. And he was like, weaves be making y'all look good, you know? So I don't have a weave, but like I said, he admitted that when he tried to holler at me, he thought I had a weave. Now, on another note, I met women that wore weaves like Regine and Living Single. And to me, that's kind of classy. You know, like she changed her wigs. But these ain't weaves; those are weaves y'all doing. But they change them like underwear. They change weaves like underwear too now, and they allow their hair to breathe in between, and it's like another fashion accessory for them. So you're right about the coloring part too, because black people hair you can't just be coloring it like that. But you know my hair doesn't take color, and you know if I was still into that, I would probably just clip a piece of color hair in, or spray color if I was kind of desperate because I know that's kind of drippy everywhere, you know, or a cheap wig just for fun. But actually, I have one. I should put it on, but I wouldn't permanently or semi-permanently affix it to my head. No. And I like what you said because I feel the same way, and I don't think it has to be said or should have to be said. But I think it's very nice that you said because sometimes people do need to be reminded, and I want to remind you. You know, I respect you and hopefully you respect me. But I always say, you know, I'm just trying to learn, you know, learn and educate. I'm trying to learn about your experience, how you feel the way you feel and why you feel it, and just share with you about my experiences and how I feel and why I feel and all that good stuff. So, you know, I don't know how old you are or how or where you were raised. Again, there are many different types of black people in the U.S., but black women, you know, have the most beautiful hair, you know, from the kinkiest to the waviest. And I'm gonna tell you, a lot of people have black people hair and you don't know it. Egyptians. I had this woman. I walked into her Egyptian store. She's very light skinned and looked like she had wavy hair, but she tell me they their hair. That's how why their hair is wavy. So a mixed black person hair would be wavier than theirs is. Okay. Spanish women down here in South Florida, the majority of their hair, my hair when it's curly, I'm gonna tell you a funny story. Their hair is curly like and it's curlier. Like I know there's been times sometimes my hair is not as curly, sometimes it's more wavy, sometimes curly, sometimes bushy, sometimes it's afro. But I remember I worked at this place and there was a lot of Spanish people there. And every time the curly hair Spanish people would come in and like my hair would start to frizz up, they would start touching theirs because it would make them self conscious about their hair. They wanted to make sure their hair didn't frizz up like that. They put products in their hair, y'all. Come on. You know? So everybody is, you know, trying to portray like their hair don't frizz up and this, that, and other, but they do. You know, people want to be like you. Take pride in what you got. You are an individual. You know, rep your hair, because while you're busy repping the style that was God given naturally to other races, who's repping yours? You know. Okay. Um. But anyways, like I said, black women have the most beautiful hair from the kinkiest to the waviest, and we used to know what to do with it, but all this crap, you know, this fake stuff that's come out, it's made us less efficient. You know, same thing with welfare, all of that's just crap. It's made us less efficient to give power of how we conduct ourselves over to someone else. You know, it's made us less efficient in promoting our beauty, and instead it instills in us the fake necessity of putting money into someone else's hands and pockets to promote their standard of beauty and to denigrate ours. I don't know how people can't see that. You know what I'm saying? You're not promoting what black beauty looks like naturally, but you're paying money to make yourself look like to promote somebody else's what God gave somebody else's race as beauty. God gave you what you have in your race as beauty. Promote that. It's beautiful, honey. You know. Um, I just want you to know that you know you're beautiful with no additives, no preservatives, and just promote you. You made a good point about not wanting to cut your real hair, and I don't think you hate yourself at all. I think some brothers just miss a natural woman, and I think I didn't see that man's video. I really want to see it because I would love to hear what a man has to say to truly love that. But I think some brothers just miss a natural woman. They miss being able, and he might have been a little older, maybe a little younger, but they miss running their hands through some texture of hair that mainly Afro women possess. That's all. They miss that. That's all. So, just out of curiosity, I was wondering, when was the last time that you've been with a man with dreads, a fro, or a fade? And how long have you been with the white boyfriend that you were with in this video, which is a long time ago in 2012? Y'all might not even be together. But you are right. It does take more than just hair or just any one thing to determine hate. Self hate. I think that's a strong word. I don't think anybody really feels that way. I think they might need people to love them, but I don't think about self hate. And because they need people to love them, they alter their appearance and things like that. Now, we all are products of the environment that we're raised in, and no matter what your age is, you are perennially being molded by your surroundings. And I think that the type of women that are paying for weaves and not taking care of home are the same types of women that are paying for cable but on welfare. The same type of women that are buying $150 shoes and barely able to make their car payment or rent. These are all the same women. And I got to tell you that that same woman has sometimes been me. I didn't have any clothes or anything like that. And, irresponsible. That's all it is. You know what I'm saying? They're irresponsible once again, and that irresponsibility can be attributed to either not being able to get out of the situation that they are in and using these things to boost their internal and external self-esteem. And you are right, the people in your circle or your corner, inner corner, should always accept you for who you are, because that's your inner circle. Those are the people that you go to for support and encouragement and that help beautify you. Now, I wish I could see the guy's video that you're referring to so that I could better understand. Thanks so much for, taking the time to listen. And if not, thanks for inspiring me to make a video that I wanted to talk about for a while. So, peace out. I had a lot of distractions, so if things seem weird, that's why. And love and bless. Love yourself.